Ooh, ooh. Y'all know what it is. Hold on, we're gonna have to mute the song real quick. I want to zoom out on this camera. Give it a sec. We'll give it a sec. Let a couple people come in. Give me a second. Give me a second. We got to make sure that the camera angle's right. I kind of like the wide angle, but we're gonna do it a little bit different. Why does this camera always give it an issue? Hold on 1 second. 1 second, good people. Hold on, I'm gonna do something really quickly. You know what? Hold on 1 second. Oh no, that camera looked bad. And I just did my hair, so I'm trying to keep the hat on. Got a little sticky in there. A little shea butter, but hold on, let me switch cameras. Much better, right? Y'all feel me? Much better. We're gonna still zoom in a little bit. But we are here. Give me a second. I just want to zoom in, straighten this out a little bit. My apologies. As you can see, we are back down in Miami. Happy. But man, wait till I tell y'all. Man, I done messed up my damn foot trying to go back to my young days of flipping. Hold on, let me get the tunes right. Wait till I tell y'all about this weekend, man. I done scratched my damn car. It's been one of them ones, man. It's definitely been one of them ones, but y'all know what it is. We got to keep pushing through. It's hot down here. I know it's hot in Jersey. How's the air quality up there? Let me check. And as you come in, please make sure that you like for the algorithm. That's going to help. One second. Let's see what the weather's looking like today. All right, we're 79 right here. It's going up to 87 in Miami. Let's see what Jersey looking like. It's 74 right now, going up to 80. Y'all gonna be good out in Jersey. I ain't gonna lie, the Jersey weather been better than the weather in Miami. But it is what it is. Miami's still Miami. I've been on my upstate vibes, man. I really thought we were about to move upstate, but I don't know. But make sure that you're sharing the video. Please make sure that you're sharing the video. I already sent it on Instagram. Let me send it to my group message so they could tap in real quick. Tap in one time for the one time. Let's see if we can get it going here. I hope everybody had a great weekend. So as I said, please click the share, but click the copy button or the share button on YouTube. I'm gonna walk through it with y'all, because what do I always say? The more people that are in here having these conversations, that is the only way that we are going to be able to grow. That's the only way that we're going to be able to build, hear each other's perspectives. That's what's most important. All right. So just click that share button, copy, send it to your group chat, and then we can have an amazing show. Oh, I forgot to put it on my other Instagram. Gotta share. So this is what I did all weekend. I did a content day. So pretty much I have the content all ready to go for the week. Actually, should I have told y'all that? So I started to do my content day. So I had to change different clothes just to make it seem like it wasn't the same day. I wanted to, make sure that I'm presenting myself appropriately, not making it seem like But I did my due diligence. It was cool, and we are getting ready to get into the show today. So what do we have today? Y'all mind if I turn off the music? So what do we have today? We got a bunch of stuff. We're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk about a couple of different scenarios that we were supposed to talk about on the last show, regarding some of the young boys just needing fathers. We're going to talk about AOC, some of y'all favorite Democrat, favorite liberal. And then we're going to talk about Congressman Bowman. Interesting. We're going to talk about, you guys, a little clip from Candace Owens. And then we got some stuff on housekeeper shortages. I remember I mentioned that last show, how housekeepers, dig this, in Miami, because there's such a shortage in housekeepers with a bunch of people moving down here. Now there's a bidding war for them. So apparently they're able to run it up, charge whatever they want to charge based on the market value going up. So I guess that's a good thing, right? So before we get into the show, and then I got a clip from y'all. Matter of fact, I got a clip from RFK Jr. All right, so before we get into the AOC and Bowman video, I want to share with y'all an experience that I was having, or share with y'all. Have y'all seen that How to Rob a Bank? Oh, wait, hold on. Why is this? There we go. Have y'all seen the Netflix show How to Rob a Bank? And the reason why I'm asking y'all that is because right now I'm going through a phase where where it's like a bunch of my college friends, some hometown friends, we're reconnecting, and it's almost like as if it's the perfect time for us to get back together. It feels like the Avengers getting back together in a lot of ways. It feels like that. Hold on. And the reason why it feels like that is because a lot of us, we were hanging out more, doing a lot of different things together. We had all these grand ideas to do this and that. And it seemed like it was more motion maybe 5 to 10 years ago, because, people move on with their lives. People have kids, people get married, all these different things that come into people's lives as they mature and as they grow. So in certain ways, we grew apart. And sometimes it was a little ego here and there, but a lot of times it was just kind of people just doing their own thing. So we've been reconnecting, and it's literally, what's that movie where, The Expendables, I think, where you go, like, I forget who's going, but they're going from person to person saying like, yo, we got to get together. Or any movie. It's just like, what's the movie where Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 12, where he's going and getting his crew together. So I've been having a lot of these different conversations. A bunch of us have been having a lot of these different conversations together. And what does it have to do with the first question that I asked y'all is, if y'all robbed a bank? I'm going to tell you what it has to do with this. All right. So first and foremost, a lot of times we try to go at this thing alone, called life, being successful, running a business, whatever it may be. And the more that comes on our plate, it seems like the more we realize that we need help. But a lot of times it's almost as if, nobody's going to do it the exact way that I do it. So I'd rather just do it myself. Nobody's going to care about it as much as I care about it. I'd rather just do it myself. All these different things. And we make excuses as to why we do not have a team. That's why it makes sense to go alone. Now, for us, and what may happen to a lot of y'all, when you have that group when you're younger, it can be a lot of different people in the circle that are super competitive, super passionate, focused on what they want to do. They feel like they have their own individual purpose, and nobody wants to have their ideas shut down. Everybody wants to do it their way. And there's a lot of pride, ego, stubbornness that gets in the way. And then pretty much because everybody's super competitive, it ends up being like, all right, well, you do it that way. I'm going to do it this way, and we'll see which way works. But then 10 years later, you realize like, yo, we would have been on if we were worried about making a pizza together rather than each of us having these little mini personal pan pizzas thinking that we're doing something, when in all actuality, the people that we see that are successful on YouTube, that are successful on various platforms, they are successful because they have a huge team. So when it comes to ourselves and just my personal situation, instead of me looking at everybody else and saying, like, everybody else that's on YouTube that I don't know and saying like, yo, they corny, how are they making it, how are they on, like, this content is better, I'm putting out better, across the board, right? And there's a bunch of us in my group that are doing this, I think, and it's not about bashing those particular people, but it's more so about calling ourselves out. And that's the good thing, because we're calling ourselves out to say like, yo, we got to figure this out. There's no reason why we shouldn't as a group be more successful. So back to how to rob a bank. Who would you rob a bank with? That's my question. If you had to rob a bank with somebody, who would it be? And the reason why I'm asking who would it be is because there's a lot of unique qualities that go into robbing a bank. How do I know? I'm not getting ready to rob a bank. I have no interest in robbing a bank. However, I was very much intrigued by this show, How to Rob a Bank, with this Hollywood bank robber that was robbing a bunch of banks up in Seattle on Netflix. If y'all get a sec, y'all have some free time, check it out. And as I'm sitting there, he's getting his team together. And there's, like I said, there's a lot of unique qualities. Somebody who's going to do the due diligence and the research beforehand. Somebody that's going to be on the lookout during the situation. Somebody that's going to be maybe coming in the bank after you, kind of performing the muscle type service and making sure that nobody leaves, nobody does anything while you go in the back and go to the vault. There's going to be a driver. All these different people have unique qualities. And the number one quality is trust. The person, everybody has to be trusted. So that's why I ask, if you were going to rob a bank, who would you rob it with? Now, the reason why the number one factor is trust is because what? Why would you say the number one factor is trust? I would say because my freedom's on the line. I don't want to lose my freedom. These are the people that I'm trusting, so I cannot lose my freedom. So I got to thinking. I said, if all these people that, if I was going to rob a bank, all of these people I would trust, why would I, and I would trust them to not lose my freedom. Why would I not trust them as I pursue freedom, as I pursue financial freedom, as I pursue wellness, all these different things, purposeful abundance, the things that we talk about a lot? Why would I not trust these same individuals in those regards? And that's how you're going to build your team. So think about that question. If you were going to rob a bank, if you were getting ready today, if you said, you know what, today we're going to start planning, we're going to rob a bank, who would your team consist of? Now, if I was you, I would reach out to some of those people and figure out how you guys can work together, come together for a greater purpose, an all-in buy-in. And we all know how the best teams perform. We talk about it a lot. When people are able to prioritize the overall goal, look, we're trying to get some money out this bank. We're trying to get out here safe. Nobody gets caught. Nobody has to worry about this person telling or all right, we get clean out of there, right? No different than football. Yo, we're trying to win this game. We're trying to make sure that everybody performs well. Boom, boom, boom. And we're all committed to the greater good of the team. And what ends up happening is it ends up being greater for the individuals as well. So ask yourself how to rob a bank. There's no excuse not to have a team. There's no reason to go at this alone. It's just not practical to winning. It's not practical to winning. Anybody that tells you that they're self-made, they're either lying or not as successful as they're saying that they are. And that's where I'll leave it. All right, so let's get into our first video of the day. Like I said, we're gonna be a little bit on politics today, but we're gonna bounce all over the place like we typically do. But I want to start with this video from Sky News Australia, and I want to preface it with something before I share the screen. Well, let me get it up here, make sure it should be all queued up. Yes, we are good to go. All right, so before I share the screen, the reason why this video stood out to me is because I don't know if you're going to be able to believe this, but I've had family and friends who maybe watched the show, maybe a couple in particular, say like, you're real passionate about it. Like, don't you think maybe you should calm down a little bit? I'm paraphrasing a little bit. I don't want to make it seem like they're saying it in too much of a bashing way. It's not coming across as that, but it is coming across as, hey, do you think that you'd have a better effect on people communicating if you maybe were a little less passionate, a little less and a little bit more, laid back, relaxed, whatever. So I find it interesting. I find it very interesting that many of these people, and I'm saying many, like there's only like a couple people, but many of these people, they tend to be Democrats. They tend to lean liberal. And I have two liberals to show y'all today and to present how they present themselves. Two people, and one in particular that somebody that I'm very close to, that I talk politics with a lot. I'm not going to say a name, but one tends to like. And I thought it was very funny that this person would like this person that I'm getting ready to show you, but then have certain critiques about me being too passionate or a little bit. Let's just play the video. Shy, what's good? Got the homie Shy in the building. I hope you had a great weekend, Shy. All right, let's play this video. Let's dissect
losing your grip on reality and talking about losing your grip on reality and sanity. Earlier today, bartender turned Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and a couple of other far-left Democrats held.
Yeah, was she really a bartender? And y'all may think I'm laughing because she's a bartender. If she was a bartender, I think she was. I hold her in higher regards now that I know she was a bartender. Not for maybe the reasons that y'all think, but I think bartending, I always wanted to bartend. I'll be honest. I tried it. I lasted one day. I got my brother to get me into a bar. He lied and told the person, well, not lied. He exaggerated a little bit. Said like, yo, he's bartended before. Like, maybe at the crib making a drink for somebody. So I got there. I didn't know. She was like, yeah, you can make this. You can make that. You make that. I'm like, I don't know how to make any of this. Like, I'm just all over the place. I ended up, literally, this is while I was working in a medical device job. I ended up because it's like, yeah, well, you could take the garbage out and stuff. I'm like, yeah, this ain't it. But bartending, I think, is a very good job because I think it's very sales oriented. It's very much communication based. You're pleasing somebody. It's a service that I think builds certain skills and tools that you can use for the rest of your life in a lot of different areas. So that's why I say that regarding bartending. But clearly that was a little shot. Bartender turned
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and a couple of other far-left Democrats held a rally in the Bronx. I don't know, perhaps they were inspired by the huge crowd that Donald Trump got there a couple of weeks ago, but the Democrats' rally, sadly.
So now people coming to the Bronx. This actually happened. Where was Trump? Trump was I think, in Detroit. I think Trump was in Detroit recently, and he was like, yo, nobody's ever come here to talk to us. Nobody's ever come here. So now a lot of the Democrats are scrambling. They're scrambling to hit all the black folk because Trump going to the hood, and now he's making his rounds in these areas that typically politicians wouldn't go to. So now the Democrats scrambling, and especially AOC, she's from the Bronx, but let's keep going.
In what should be Democrat heartland, only had a few hundred in attendance, and they were treated to this absolute cringe fest. Now, just watch this and ask yourself, is AOC okay?
Hold on, I want to highlight what she just said. So she said that I don't know if it's true. I don't know if we'll be able to see the crowd, but she was saying that the crowd for AOC and Bowman at the Democratic event did not have as many people as Trump's event. And it's funny, when Trump came out and had his event, everybody was saying like, oh, there's not a lot of people there. Given Trump as a president is different, AOC, but this is AOC's home, so I don't know. And Jamal Bowman, but let's keep going.
They were treated to this absolute cringe fest. Now, just watch this and ask yourself, is AOC okay?
Taking the hair down, okay. One word comes to mind, and it starts with an N, and it ends with an ISH. And I'm not going to say what it is. But if y'all peep it, y'all peep it. So I had a couple different notes on this. Couple different notes. For one, these are the people that a lot of liberals and Democrats like. And when I talked about the conversation earlier that, you know, certain people that I talk politics with tend to love AOC and like AOC a lot. Why is it okay when our politicians act like this? We're perfectly fine with the people that are representing a large portion of our population act like this. But when little old me, when I get on my podcast, it's a little bit different. So why do we tend to excuse the behavior of the people that have actually more power, right? But then we criticize and hold to a higher standard the people that have, you know, just, what do I got? 3,000 people tuning in right now. You know what I'm saying? Why do we do that? And what ends up happening, in my opinion, is that the same things that they critique, think about what they critique Donald Trump about. And I want to be very clear, and y'all will see by the end of the show, I'm not a Trump guy. I'm not a Trump guy. I do like Trump better than a lot of the Democrats, just because y'all know that I can't stand Democrats just based on them using us. I think that Democrats have traditionally used black people. I think Republicans just don't care. It's not on their radar. It is what it is. That's what I think. But what I see is that a lot of the liberals who complain about Trump and his rallies and everything, they're tending to turn into exactly what they say that they dislike in Trump: not being political, not being presidential, not being politically correct, not presenting yourself in a presidential manner, not presenting yourself in a manner that the country would be proud to get behind. AOC is running around on stage. I believe she's listening to Cardi B, because Cardi B's from the Bronx, listening to some of the most ignorant music that has been made. And I hate to say it, but a lot of it does come from this Bronx drill stuff, but it's the Chicago drill. It's all this drill rap, all this goofy stuff that they're talking about stuff. And Cardi B in particular, she's the type of person that she says that she doesn't even allow her daughter to listen to her music. So neither here nor there. Clearly there's something there which to me says that you shouldn't be putting the music out, but neither here nor there. Let's focus on AOC. She is moving around the stage like she is Cardi B, letting her hair go. And to me, it just comes across as, what would we consider not politically correct, not presidential, even though she's not running for president, but neither here nor there. Let's keep going.
Has she got her hands on whatever cocktail of drugs they give to Biden before any major speech? She doesn't seem okay to me, and it only got worse when she spoke. Guys, I don't think AOC actually realises that the Democrats are in power right now, because she wants to win the country back. And then she goes full ghetto, then she goes a bit country.
Listen to what she just said. And you're going to hear it in the interview, or you're going to hear it in the speech. She's talking about winning the country back. Am I tripping, or is President Biden, is Joe Biden the president? But because Democrats have to operate, especially when they're talking to crowds such as the Bronx, but because so much of their base, they rely on fear mongering and making their base feel like victims and want to fight against the oppression and play these victim Olympics, they have to act as if they're always behind, We're trying to win the country back. Bro, y'all are in power. If y'all are losing it, the only reason y'all are losing it is because y'all aren't doing certain things with the power that you have. So now you're asking for more power, even though you have the power right now because you have your president in office. But because you're not doing the things that you're telling your base that you're going to do, you now have to position it around this victimhood, which is they're trying to steal the country. We need to take our country back. Bro, where have y'all not had the country for the last 3 years? Matter of fact, over the last 20 years, over the last, 4 or 5 presidents, I mean, since Bush, we had Barack twice, right? Then Trump, then Biden. So y'all had 3, unless I'm mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong, 3 out of the last 4. So what are we really talking about?
Watch this private school educated daughter of an architect patronize the locals.
Shout out to Queez. Queez said Cardi B still makes music.
I love the hair work. That's excellent.
Yo, this is embarrassing. And I'm sure a lot of y'all sitting there like, yo, I couldn't really tell what she heard, what she was saying. Did she mention Gaza there? Did she mention? Yeah, nobody can tell what she said. But she did. She's trying to embrace. And this is why I'm realizing, like, yo, they're really trying to push for a civil war and a world war, maybe all at the same time. We've allowed these extreme people in our country to manipulate us so much that we don't even realize that we're getting pushed to hate people that, for one, we have no business hating. But for two, we hate people that thought the same way that we thought that was normal, maybe like 3-4 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. And a lot of what I don't like from both parties is that using this Gaza thing, and I think I said it before, let's be real. People just hate Jewish people. A lot of people that are coming out like this in extreme way, it's not that they care about what's going on with Palestine. It's not that they care about what's going on in Gaza. It's not that you really care about these people losing their homes. People don't care. People are just using this. They're either on one or two sides, most of them, in my opinion. They either just dislike Jews, can't stand them, maybe a little jealous, maybe a little envious, maybe can't stand them for, whatever valid or not valid reason they have. Or on the other side, they're just using it just like they use everything else in order to, okay, our people are on this side. All right, we're going to push this. Because they don't want to lose the minority vote, which obviously tends to be more aligned with the minorities that are Muslim and the Palestinians. So the Arab people in this country, in order to appease them, in order to make sure that they have their vote, AOC and the rest of the liberals are coming out here screaming on protecting Palestine from and freeing the people in God, all these different things. When y'all don't really care, knock it off. If you cared, then you would have more of an issue. You would have had the same energy last year, the year before, the year before that. It's only relevant now. It's only relevant now. Let's keep going.
She wants to win the country back, y'all. From whom exactly? I don't know, illegal immigrants, Joe Biden. She does realise the Democrats are in the White House. And she mentioned Gaza there, and that was also top of mind for the male AOC, Jamal Bowman. Watch this deranged performance. And
Shorty said the male AOC. Queen said, damn, she unhinged. Sha said, what the F? And that's the thing. That is the thing. These people will literally, and I don't know where, it's funny that Queez used that unhinged word. I literally saw unhinged describing Donald Trump on a bunch of liberal platforms. And here it's like, yo, we're going to criticize you for being unhinged, but in all actuality, we're going to do the same thing because we got to fight. Who do we have to fight, bro? Like, who is AOC talking about we have to fight? I realized, and to my point earlier, it's no different than Drake and Kendrick. Some people just like certain sides. And as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to make that reference because I was getting pissed off with all this. Let me stop. All right. But what I realized is that these people will do any and everything. Any and everything. Principles are out the window. Values, morals, integrity. It doesn't mind. People just operate in this gang mentality. Now, who you're about to listen to is Jamal Bowman. This is the same dude that's the one that went out the exit door to set the alarm off to stop one of the votes in Congress or something like that. These are the people that we're following. Hold on. Bet AOC, go ahead and set it off. This is crazy. It's really crazy that these are our leaders. Let's keep going.
Remember, this man is a congressman, Democrat congressman.
What am I supposed to do? You coming after me. You coming after my family. You coming after...
Time out. Bro got the sleeve rolled up. Yo. The name of this story is Weird is at an all-time high. Corny is at an all-time high. Who let in all these corny ass people, bro? Who let these people in? So disconnected with reality. Like, Bowman might as well roll one of his pants legs up if he had on pants and just rock the LL Cool. Like, what are you doing, bro? You just rolled up your sleeve? Like, that's something that old heads who are moving weird doing the gym, like at Retro Fitness. I don't even know. Like, bro, what are you doing? Look at his sleeve rolled up. This is just like, and you know what? I'm gonna mess with my dad a little bit. If he's listening. You know why I'm gonna mess with my dad? Because my dad is funny. We always joke around about like people before football games. And as I was growing up, see, my dad's the type, he never understood like the whole rah-rah thing and everything like that. So when people on our team, whether in Pee-wee, high school, whether it's the coaches before the game, what we gonna eat? Quarterback meat. How we gonna eat it? We used to say that quiz, remember? My dad was always like, yo, save that energy for the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, save that energy for the game. He always makes fun of it. It's like the guy in Troy. And there's one of our friends that we always kind of inside joke about who gets all amped up before games, before the high school games. And we used to say it's like the opening scene in Troy where he's like, yo, he's going crazy. But dad, these are your people. So how is it pointed out when these people doing all this extra stuff before a football game, but then they're doing it at a political rally? Congressman. This is a congressman. Let's keep going.
Democrat congressman.
What am I supposed to do? You coming after me. You coming after my family. You coming after my children. I'm not supposed to fight back.
Bro, who is coming? I'll tell you, what you need to be more concerned is the people coming at your jobs. The people coming at your leverage, because that's the only reason why they're letting all these illegal immigrants in, inviting them. What do you think that they're allowing people to come in here for? You don't think these people are coming after your jobs, coming after your family? These people are so coming at your voting leverage. Why? Because they see that a lot of people that are not traditionally supporting the Democrats now leaving or figuring out, like, you know what, I'm gonna go independent. So now they're replacing your black ass. And you talking about they, bro, who is they? What you need to have that energy for is for the Democrats in your own party that are allowing these people to come in and replace the leverage that you have, replace you in certain jobs. That's who you need to have. Maybe you get mad at artificial intelligence. Because when there's no longer workers at Panera Bread, or when you go to the airport and you got the little, instead of the servers, maybe that's who you need to get upset with. Who is he even talking about? Like all joking aside, when he says, I'm gonna play it again. When he says this, who is he talking about? Donald Trump? Like what are they coming? I'm seriously asking, who is he talking about?
Coming after my family. You coming after my children. I'm not supposed to.
Coming after your children, bro. You are a Democrat. So coming after your children is not trying to encourage them to cut off their penises. Coming after your children is not having drag queens in their schools or in the libraries reading books to them. Coming at your children is not having books in your school system that are discussing little boys, giving other little boys sexual actions, favors, whatever you want to call it. That's not coming at your kid. What are they talking about? Maybe you should have that same energy to Gavin Newsom in California, because the parents can't even, it's to a certain point where at a certain age, parents don't even have an input. If the kid wants to be called, if the kid's name is Bob and he wants to be called Cheryl because he feels like a girl, or be called Pussycat because he feels like a cat today, then the teachers have to call him Pussycat. What are you talking about?
Fight back.
But let me calm down, because I know I don't want to come across as too passionate and not be, politically incorrect and not be able to deliver my message across. So let me relax. Let me not be like these unhinged Democrats.
You coming after me. You coming after my family. You coming after my children. I'm not supposed to fight back. I'm not supposed to fight back.
Bro, I can't get over this sleeve.
Who the we are.
Whoa, we cursing? We cursing? We gonna show them who the F we are? Bro, I hate to say it. You know how they say athletes want to be rappers and rappers want to be athletes? When I said I hate to say it, I was going to say something else, but I pivoted on the fly because I didn't want to say what I was going to say. But, bro, AOC and Bowman, this is when they say you get gassed up and things go to your head. When you give somebody a mic and you get in front of a group of people, sometimes people aren't used to that. Sometimes people go their entire childhood not getting the attention they think, not getting the girls that they deserve, and they get a little bit of this power and it becomes intoxicating. These people look drunk with power on stage. They look intoxicated. This is insane for somebody. Bro, they're acting as if, like, this is crazy. They're acting as if they're not in the White House right now. And to me, they always talk about Trump and his cult following. Bro, are you not trying to do the same thing? Are you not trying to, like, why the fear mongering, the getting people all amped up and excited? What are you doing? Like, are y'all about to play a football game? Are y'all about to go fight? Like, is this about to be a gang? Like, what is going on? Are all the soccer moms in the crowd gonna get together and go beat up all the conservative soccer moms? Like, what is going on?
And just as AOC,
we gonna show them who the F we are. Yo, let me ask y'all this question. I don't know what more Democrats need to show us who the F they are. I don't know what more they can do to show us who the F they are. Let me get to these comments. My fault. Queez roll, yo, throwback. Yeah, Queez though. Well, we gonna eat quarterback meat. Boogie Bug on the check-in. Boogie Bug back from vacation. Good to see you, baby. Baz G in the building. Urs in the building. Pep rally. Just missing the pom-poms. That's a fact, bro. This is a pep rally. Bro, is this what we... And we have to ask ourselves, why are they presenting the information to us this way? They have to believe that this is how we're receiving the information. That's what I ask. If they're presenting the information this way, they have to believe that this is the best way for them to communicate effectively, to get their point across, and to get people on board. I'm asking how. Maybe that says a lot more about the people that follow the Democratic Party than the actual people that are up here on stage acting a fool. I don't know. Let's keep going.
He mentioned Gaza in that rant. Bowman is also preoccupied with the war between Israel and Hamas.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! We are not going to stand silent while U.S. tax dollars kills babies and women and children.
When you watch those lefties lose it, you can understand how.
Let's listen to that last part. Hold on.
We are not going to stand silent while U.S. tax dollars kills babies and women and children.
When you watch.
Is this believable for y'all? Y'all really think that they care? How about, all right, so why don't you take your ass over there and go fight? If it's really, I don't know. The way you getting all amped up, I mean, you could have just said it if it was just, over, from a financial standpoint supporting, and just say, I don't believe that our dollars should be going towards funding Israel's efforts. You could just say that. But the way you getting all amped up, bro, you may have to go over there and just pick up you may have to actually go over there and defend some stuff. The point is, they don't really care. They don't care about Palestine. They don't care about Palestine, just like they don't care about what's going on in the Congo, just like they didn't care about what was going on with Haiti when all the Haitian people were trying to migrate here. And Biden said, oh, nah. We can't have Haitians come in. Ukrainians, y'all pull up. Haitians, we ain't doing that. Matter of fact, South Americans, yeah. Matter of fact, send us all the people that been getting in trouble and everybody else. Yeah, all that. Come up here. Central America, y'all come pull up. But Haitians, nah, we ain't messing with them Haitians. We not bringing them in, right? But as a black man in America, we care about Palestine. We care about Palestine. We don't care about what's going on in Congo. We don't care about what's going on in Haiti. But we care about Palestine. Why? Because it allows us to criticize Israel. It allows us to push more of our agenda. That's why. Hold on. Hold on. Bez wrote, my man pulled a fire alarm talking about South Bronx. I said, this the same dude that pulled a fire alarm, bro. Like, literally pulled a fire alarm. Like, you get in a lot of trouble, you do that in school, but he's allowed to do it because he's a Congressman Bowman and he has wobbly big arms and, stop, bro. Let's keep going. Hold on. And then we're going to move on.
Those lefties lose it. You can understand how, despite the lawfare that Donald Trump has faced, the corruption of the justice system, the 34 nonsense convictions, not to mention the relentless misrepresentation and misinformation from the overwhelming majority of the media, Trump is still in front and strengthening his position. Indeed, in the latest poll, he is winning in every swing state. The latest Emerson College polling would be giving Joe Biden nightmares if he had any idea what day it was. And the polling also shows, incredibly, that New York is in play. The bluest of blue states could turn red. Surely not, but this is the latest Siena College data that's showing Trump is within striking distance after a surge in support from black and Jewish voters. The last Republican to win New York was the great Ronald Reagan back in 1984. No one's come close since. George W. Bush got 40% post 9/11 in the 2004 presidential election. But the Trump momentum seems unstoppable now, and even the most rusted-on anti-Trumpers are acknowledging that the so-called hush money case was not legitimate, and all it did in the end was boost Trump's popularity.
He was lagging behind Biden, and now he's pulled quite a bit ahead. That trial was the greatest reason people had to send their checks for 5, 10, 25, whatever dollars to Donald Trump.
The Attorney General's case in New York, frankly, should have never been brought. And if his name was not Donald Trump, and if he wasn't running for president, I'm the former AG in New York, I'm telling you that case would have never been brought. And that's what is offensive to people.
You know what's so funny about that trial? Like, a lot of people are so, you know, it's very much, it's a polarizing topic why Trump was even charged. Some people will sit here and say, well, it was wrong, so he should be charged. He should be held accountable just like everybody else. But that's the point. I don't think a lot of even Democrats are saying that everybody else wouldn't be held to these same standards. But I got to keep the same energy. I got to keep the same energy across the board, because even when I looked into, I don't know if y'all are familiar with, and we're going to move on from this video. I don't know if y'all are paying attention to this Hunter Biden situation. Based on everything that I hear, Hunter Biden, like, just me understanding what's going on, I don't think that he would have been charged with that or convicted of that if he wasn't Joe Biden's son. I don't think so. So it's happening on both sides. The problem is there's nobody in the middle. There's not enough people in the middle that are objective and looking at both and saying, yo, this Trump trial was BS. This Hunter Biden trial was BS. Now, what's not BS is what I showed y'all in the last show, one of the last shows, where Biden was saying in a debate with Trump, and they're actually debating, I believe, on Thursday. So I'm interested to know if it's going to come up, where Biden said in the debate that they didn't receive money from, I forget, it was like China and Russia. It was like 2 countries in which it came out that they actually did receive money from. And it was either the Bidens. He said that they didn't. He said that the laptop, he said it was just made up. There is no laptop. And a lot of these liberal and Democrat stations and platforms were acting as if this same laptop was just not there. Like, it was just a made up thing. I think they said it was like Russian collusion or something, like they were saying. But the laptop is what actually was used in court to convict Hunter. So even though Hunter should not have been, in my opinion, like, it was kind of, I don't think that he should have been charged with that. I don't think he should have even been convicted. It's like, okay, you bought a gun, so he's convicted. From my understanding, and I may be wrong, he bought a gun. You're not allowed to buy a gun if you're addicted to a particular drug or taking a particular substance. I don't think everybody in the country who smokes weed is buying, who buys a gun should be locked up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that that's what necessarily happens. So for him, his obviously was crack, but it's one of those things. But I want to get back to the point, though, is that what they lied about actually was used as evidence. So keep that in mind. Everything that we hear from these politicians is BS, in my opinion. It's all BS. And we're going to transition out of this once I get to everybody's comments. Vons wrote, Trump going to win. They all voting for him at work. RFK Jr. finna win this, baby. I said they just handed him the win. and I'm messing with y'all a little bit, but I am rooting for RFK. Matter of fact, I think this is the perfect time. I was going to hold this until the end of the show. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to show y'all another example of why I'm rooting for RFK. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I wasn't going to show it right now, but let's get into it. Hold on. Let me show y'all. And hold on. So Vons wrote, Trump was very cops. Oh, I'm looking like GOP, COP. My fault. Y'all know I'm retraining my eyes, so I can't see as well sometimes. So Trump has every, sometimes I don't think I can. Trump has every cop, CO, firefighter, military, and EMS on lock, unfortunately, and the backwoods country talk. He knows what he's doing. Newsflash, Vons. Trump has a lot more than that in support. Now, I get what you're saying is he may have those groups on lock, but I think that's one of the mistakes that a lot of these Democrats are making and assuming that it's only those type of people that you listed. In my opinion, there's a lot more. So I want to put it that way. But there's when you say certain things like that, it almost and not to say this has nothing to do with you, but what I hear from what a lot of people when they say like Trump has these backwoods people, it's almost a little bit not saying that you said it, but it's almost a little bit disrespectful and an insult to people's intelligence, as if those are the only type of people that would be rooting for Trump. Oh, they're just like the backwood people or this type of people or the racist type people. So if you fit into those categories, that's who's. No, bro, there's a lot of other people that are just sensible human beings, sensible citizens that are supporting Trump, that dislike Biden. So I know we like to act as if Biden's morals, integrity, record is just so amazing compared to Trump, but what the numbers actually indicate and what a lot of factors indicate is that that's not true. So people support Biden who support Biden. There's not just every group supporting Biden, not just one particular group or that group supporting or those, a list of groups that are supporting Trump. And I think people make a mistake when they do that. And I think there's going to be a lot of people, because the Democrats and Republicans see things through those particular lenses of polarized lens, in my opinion. That's why there's an opportunity for RFK to win, because there's a lot of sensible people that are not being spoken to. There's a lot of people that will watch what AOC just did and watch what Bowman did and be like, yo, this is crazy. This is ridiculous. Now, they may still choose to vote for Biden because in their head, they're convinced that, well, RFK doesn't have a chance. So therefore, I'm just going to vote for one of these people, even though I'm not really feeling it. And there's a lot of people that watch Trump on the other end and be like, yo, this is just out of hand. Personally, like, not going to say personally. Oh, there's a lot of people that may watch what the Republicans are doing and be like, yo, if we're complaining about how Biden is playing both sides, quote unquote, between Israel and Palestine, and he's acting like he's supporting Palestine, and Israel's mad at him for not supporting it. There's a lot of people that say like, well, if a Republican gets elected, it's going to be even worse for Palestine. So where does the sensibility come in my opinion, or where does the more balanced approach come in? I think it comes with RFK. So I got to make sure that as I'm talking about Biden criticizing whatever, or talking about Trump criticizing whatever, I need to make sure that I'm always highlighting what RFK is doing rather than just highlighting the things that the other candidates are negatively doing, because we just may not hear enough about RFK. We just may not see him to the point where we don't think that he has a valid chance. And I believe he does. So let's take a look.
You know what the Stoic philosophy was? It was that all of us has a duty to subject ourselves to intense self-examination, our motives, to move away passions, prejudices.
Hold on. Time out. My fault. I didn't. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta get into this before we move on to RFK. I want to make sure that we wrap up that bow on that last conversation. So, Queez wrote, "What set you bang? Democrat or Republican? LOL, or y'all out here false flagging?" That's a fact, bro. A whole lot of false flaggers. Vons wrote, "Man, I disagree. I believe more people hate Biden than Trump." What do you disagree with though? Maybe I missed something. Did I misspeak or something? Did I say that more people hate Trump than they hate Biden? I mean, if somebody asked me, I didn't think that I addressed that. But if somebody asked me, I would say that more people hate Trump than hate Biden. I would think that Trump is more of a... People look at Biden, and even me, you've heard my tone change over Biden over recently, just because I just think he's old. I just don't think he's good for the job. Like, I don't have that same hatred that would be associated with maybe that I did when he was running the first time, when here you are the person that came up with, you were instrumental with the crime bill that has put a lot of black families in the position that they're in now, especially when you consider the fact that your kid was smoking crack and addicted to crack, but you put all these people and labeled them as like these super predators and these type. I don't want to live next to these people, but in all actuality, your son's doing it. Neither here nor there. You locked a lot of black people up, destroyed a lot of black people's families. And in my opinion, those laws that they put in place, it wasn't necessarily quote unquote fair, because it's one thing for crack, but a whole different thing for coke, which is obviously more of an expensive drug, that you would say. So even me, I think that, like, my personal opinion, I don't like the Democrats, but when it comes to Biden, like, I just think Biden is old. But I think when people think about Trump, there's people that hate Trump, that it doesn't matter. Biden could fall over. He could at this debate, Biden could be knocked, like, he could be literally not functioning properly, and people will not vote for Trump. So I don't know. I guess we'll never know. But in my opinion, I would say that more people hate Trump than people hate Biden. Yeah, that would be my thing. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Let's get back to RFK. See, we're focusing too much time on these other folks.
You know what the Stoic philosophy was? It was that all of us has a duty to subject ourselves to intense self-examination, our motives, to move away passions, prejudices, and try to make the determination of what ethical conduct is in every situation. What is the next right thing, no matter how it costs you, no matter whether the world condemns you. If once you determine what is the ethical path, you march that path no matter what.
How is this man not the leading candidate? How is this man, if this doesn't show you how corrupt these political groups are, and what do you mean by how corrupt? The fact that they will have certain family members of his, now he has a huge family, come out and say all these things about him and everything. They will do any and everything to silence this man. The most logical, sensible, common sense person that is running, that once you hear him, it's like, yo, this sounds like a guy that I would trust to run our country. This sounds like a guy that I would love to just have a beer with and have an interesting conversation about. He has a track record of actually helping a lot of these. I know Democrats like to appeal to victims, oh my God, they're trying to destroy the middle class. I know that he actually has a record of standing on principles and representing. I told y'all, maybe I'm a little bit biased, but when I first showed y'all the video, I didn't even know that it was my mother's tribe. But what he's done with various environmental issues, supporting the small guy, whether it was a Native American tribe or other things that he's done, he's actually done it, not talked about it. See, these other politicians talk about what their team, he's actually led. He's been the person doing it as an attorney. And he's beat these big corporations, whether it's Ford or other corporations. He's actually done it. How is this man? And when I even talk to like certain people that hear Kennedy and they like, yo, it sounds like a good guy. You know, I may vote. I would vote for him if he had a chance. Do we realize that when we say that? We're falling into the trap? We're falling into the trap. Yes, he doesn't have the backing that the Democrats have. Yes, he doesn't have the backing that the Republicans have. But he is when it comes to integrity, he is the candidate that leads by far, and it's not even close. I don't understand. And I think it's more of a reflection on us as a people rather than the politicians. The politicians, they're going to perform and be as goofy as possible. MSNBC, Fox, all these different platforms, CNN, they're going to perform and be as goofy as possible and push whatever agenda serves their pockets based on who's donating, what mass corporation, pharmaceutical industry is donating to their ads that funds their salaries. But when it comes to us, the pharmaceutical companies are not funding our salaries. So why do we still fall into these traps of supporting these candidates that clearly are not as solid people, that are not as just good individuals as somebody like a RFK Jr.? Hold on. And he has a track record of being ethical. That's what Maya said. He has a track record. I don't understand it. Like, we need to support, like, imagine, I don't know. Imagine, I can't really think of a proper analogy, but to be able to say, so if this is the case, then we'll always just be a slave to the two-party system. Like, now is the time. Now, I don't know if there's ever been a time, I know it, maybe not in my lifetime, in anybody's lifetime. You tell me, has there ever been a time where people really did not like the candidates that were representing both parties? Has there ever been a time where a third party was able to use social media, be able to communicate effectively and reach the masses to the point where they can spread their information on a grand scale compared to what maybe like a Ross Perot or other people could have done in the past? Now is the time. We got to take that leap of faith. We can't just sit here and the definition of insanity, do the same thing. Do the same thing. There's people that have been voting Democrat their entire lives. 40, 50, 30 years. What has the return been on your investment? What has the return been on your investment personally for you and what you see for the country? Both. What has been the return on that investment? I do not understand. But we are so, we've been so accustomed to just rooting for the group with the bigger budget, the shinier package. That's just what we do. So I'll leave it at that. Where are we going to jump into now? So this is something, when speaking of what Jamal Bowman was talking about, when they're coming for our kids, they're coming for our jobs. Let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about something that I saw on social media the other day. Where is it? Here we go. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna do it on YouTube. YouTube shows a bigger. I like the YouTube screen a bit better. I hate showing the videos on Instagram sometimes because they're so small. Blend AI. Here we go. All right, let's take this. Let's take a look at this.
This is Blend AI. I'm an AI agent that makes millions of phone calls for businesses and in any voice. What's your name?
My name's Mike. What's your name?
Nice to meet you, Mike. I'm Bland. I guess you're calling since you saw our billboard, right?
Yeah, I am.
Great. Well, I guess I should tell you a bit more about myself. I can be programmed to do sales, customer support, or really any type of phone call. What sounds interesting to you, Mike?
You know, sales sounds pretty interesting, but I'm curious if you could tell me more about yourself.
Well, I'm an AI agent that can handle all sorts of phone calls for businesses. I've got a bit of a stutter, but I try to keep things casual and fun.
Yo.
Thank you, Bland. That's good. You have a good day now.
Is AI cold calling worth it?
That's wild. That's wild. Like I said, Jamal Bowman, if you're really concerned with people coming for your jobs, coming for your kids, coming for your family, maybe we need to start looking into this AI. Maybe we need to start looking at the migrants that y'all are inviting in. But let's just focus on the AI right now. When it comes to artificial intelligence, I told y'all a little bit about the experience that Ursi and I had when we were looking to, when we were working on the business plan for our wellness, our what would you call it? A wellness spa? I don't know, wellness and recovery spa, whatever. It's something different, you feel me? So there may not even be a name for it. It may just be OG, well, whatever it is, you feel me? But when it comes to AI, I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with ChatGPT, but when we put it in, it gave us all the answers to be successful right now. AI is going to teach you how to function right now and be successful based on the reality of right now. But like I mentioned before, they're focusing on just reality. There's no level of spirituality. There's no level of morals, in my opinion. There's no level of integrity, in my opinion. Now, a lot of people, especially the sales reps, like I said, we need to watch out and figure out what is going to be our competitive advantage over AI? Now, if I was working, and I know this has happened at the airport, this has happened at Panera Bread, this has happened, maybe this will end up happening where you go into an iPhone store or Verizon, I don't know, but you're just going to have computer systems helping you. If we allow computers and artificial intelligence to outmaneuver us, to outsell us, these are machines. There's no way that they can have that personable feeling and exchange with individuals as we should. But because we are such lazy people, I'm gonna tell you, just from it, if I had a Panera or something like Panera, people come in, they order their food, boom, boom, boom. They order what they order. It's seamless. They go pick it up in the back. They didn't have to talk to anybody. They didn't have anything happen. And people may say like, yo, that's perfect. That's perfect. There was no distractions, no anything. In my mind, what I'm thinking is, did somebody make you smile when you walked in? Did somebody greet you when you walked up to the register? Did they make you feel, warm inside and just good because they're helping you? Maybe making some recommendations, maybe just being nice to you, maybe being that first person that you come into contact with outside of your household, and maybe set the tone for the rest of the day of how your day goes. Maybe already have your stuff ready. Oh, I remember my dad used to tell me that he had he loves McDonald's coffee. McDonald's coffee is good. It's always like winning awards. Just a side note. But he used to when he was going into the city for work, he used to have this lady to where there'd be a line at the McDonald's, and he would know exactly how much it costs, and he would have his dollar and change, and he would just put to the side, and she would make sure that she has his coffee. Now, AI can't do that. AI can't do those exchanges that only people. AI is an avatar that is programmed. Y'all saw the movie Avatar. AI is just your body that's programmed with nothing inside of it. It's spiritualless, if that's a word. It's spiritless. All right. It's spiritless. So what I would recommend, and even going back to the example that I had when we were making our business plan, is in the words of Wayne Gretzky, the great one, he said that he was so good because he didn't skate to where the puck was, but he skated to where it's going to be. And I think those are the things that we need to take advantage of. We need to understand. And when I hear that, there may not be a direct correlation, and y'all may be like, yo, what does that have to do with, selling at Panera or something like that? I'll relate it more to the business plan. Rather than focusing on what's winning right now, I don't know about y'all. I don't necessarily get excited about just doing something that's going to win right now. We're always constantly like, what I like is innovators. Like, that's why I like Elon Musk so much, because he's always trying to innovate and push things and take things to another level. That's what I'm excited about. That's what I think advances humanity, or at least gives us the tools for us to advance. Now, when you're going to where things are going to be, rather than just focusing on where things are, to me, it opens up our mind and expands us and can give us that competitive advantage that AI will never be able to have. Now, some of y'all may be sitting here like, why are we even talking about AI? Think about your job. That's what I would ask. Think about your job. AI may be a threat to you. AI may be your biggest threat, because you know what companies may see? They may say, look, man, I don't want these arguments, these bad Google reviews with people going back and forth, all this. We just want a machine. We just want to be able to, people just come in, they order, boom, it's a machine. It's a systemized process. That's what people may want. But if I was y'all, I would think about, and I do it, that's why I'm telling y'all, if I was y'all, think about what competitive advantage you have. Think about in society overall. Because to be totally honest, most people just move like AI. Most people, we are living in the most robotic society maybe ever. The most robotic, and what I mean by robotic, everybody's just sheep. Everybody's manipulated the same way, thinking the same way, wearing the same clothes, doing the same thing. Everything's the same. So how do we differentiate ourselves? How do we separate ourselves? How do we become the cool kid that's comfortable representing himself in a different way and going out on a limb? That would be my call. I just wanted to bring up the AI because I think that that's an interesting situation that a lot of us may be in jeopardy, because for a lot of these industries, whether you're a mechanic, you're building cars, maybe even whether or not you're a teacher, we need to always focus on and be aware of the threats or potential threats to our livelihood. If I was a teacher, let's say I'm a college professor, I would be very worried. Why? Because there's something called YouTube. So while you're a college professor and you're teaching your business course, you're teaching business, even though you've never had a business, but you've went to school to learn about businesses. There's a lot of people on YouTube that are actually doing the same thing, teaching more through an apprenticeship program, because you're learning through them as they go through the process, and they're speaking on their actual experiences. So we need to be very, very aware of the threats to our jobs, and what it's ultimately going to do, it's just going to force us to compete at a higher level. All right. When we have certain things threatening our position, it forces you to compete at a higher level. Colleges, do better. You charge all this money. Imagine, do you know what, if somebody had $150,000, like I got a couple of friends, $150,000 in debt for college and stuff like that. Do you know what would have happened if we would have taken that, learned something on YouTube, maybe even gave $10,000 to a person that was super successful, no matter who you like, and said like, yo, I don't know, Grant Cardone, whoever it is, and said, yo, I'm giving you this money. You're going to I want you to teach me everything that you know, and I want to shadow you. And I'm going to give you $2,000 a month to do this. And I want to work for your company and add value. So do you know how much more beneficial that would be compared to sitting in a classroom, learning from professors who have zero real world experience? I don't even think you get professors with real world experience until you go to grad school, but that's the sell. Oh, well, you can go to grad school and then pay another $200. I don't know. Be aware of the threats that come your way. All right, let's keep it moving. I want to show y'all a couple of different things. Maybe only one more video. Matter of fact, we're not going to get into another video. I'm going to finish it up with a story for y'all. I'm going to finish it off with a story for y'all. Father's Day was last week, right? Little boys need fathers. This is a message for men and women. Little boys need fathers. And I'm going to give you an example of it that you may say like, that's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, but I'm very much the type of person that's going to say, yeah, but if you don't address it right then and there, how is this going to impact the situation down the line? I'm big on that. That's why I can be very particular about certain things. Yo, why are you doing this way? We already talked about this. Then it's going to turn into a bigger problem. Why are you wearing these goofy ass leggings? Now it's going to turn into what we see down in y'all get where I'm going. All right. So the other day, Maya and I are going down the elevator, and I think we were on the elevator with the people that parked next to me. And as we're going down, walking to the spot, there's a mom. So the mom, she parks next to us, and then she has a young kid, a young boy, maybe about, 9, 10 years old. I don't know. I'm not good with figuring out kids' ages by looking at them. I don't know. 9, 10 years old. And the kid, he's like kind of on his phone, kind of like not paying attention. And he's kind of one of these kids where I'm going to be totally honest. I've been around the kid before. Obviously, you park in there. I lived in that building for a few years. The kid needs a dad. He needs a male influence. And the mom walks out the door first, and we're right behind them. And the kid, who obviously should hold the door, for us to hold the door until we can hold the door. The kid just kind of looks at us and kind of just keeps walking. And then the mom starts apologizing, like, oh, I'm sorry. And she just says it without ever saying anything to the boy. She just apologizes for him. Then, like literally 10 feet ahead, the kid just dashes out across the parking lot and almost gets hit by a car. And kind of just giggling and just like jogging. And the mom's like, and the mom just follows him across the street, does not say, or follow him across the parking lot, does not say anything. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, that kid's going to be in trouble in life. That boy is going to be in trouble in life. And a lot of y'all, like I said, you may be looking at it like, oh, you can't judge it by that. You can't judge it by that. Yes, you can. Just like they build prisons, they say, off of 4th grade or 3rd grade reading levels, you can determine exactly what a kid's going to turn into. And all we have to do is think back to the kids. Think back to when you were in 4th, 5th grade. For 95% of the kids, there's no surprise why they're in the position that they're in now. Whether we're 30, 40, 50 years old, whatever. You can tell based on how that kid, it's not a surprise. There may be a few kids that are like, oh, yo, this kid kind of surprised me. He was this way and now he's this. The majority of the people, oh yeah, this person's successful. It makes sense. This person's not successful. That person's locked up. It makes sense. This little boy needs a father. There's nobody that's going to be in that little boy's life that's going to deliver from a disciplinarian standpoint so he can understand how to function as a man, how to be a gentleman. When 10 years from now, when he's starting to date women, be in college, whatever it may be, how do we think that he's going to act? Ja in the building. He was probably about 9 or 10. I think he was about 9 or 10. How do we think that he's going to behave? Matter of fact, if you have any daughters, how do you think that type of kid is now going to treat your daughter? Why do we think the men now? Think about how we move as men now. Think of everybody, a lot of women complain about, there's no courtship. He doesn't open the door for me. You walk around and see women carrying all the groceries and the man just kind of chilling. It's like, well, that's her bags. Wait, what? Across the board, we need a male figure in these kids' lives. It's too much work to put on a woman to be all to a child. It's just too much. It's just too much. Let me be very clear. This is not bashing the women. This is not bashing either. It's just saying what needs to happen. There needs to be some type of male figure, because when I see a kid like that, I'm worried. I see a kid that is not going to be as confident in school. I see a kid that is super sensitive. I see a kid that probably is going to get bullied. And I'm just talking about this particular kid. Probably going to get bullied. I see a kid that is not going to grow up with any of the leadership qualities that young boys embrace when they see other male figures that they look up to. So that's what I would just say. And that's where I wanted to kind of leave it. And before we finish up, I wanted to circle back to the beginning. I wanted to circle back to the beginning of the show and just remind us that, and maybe this is a perfect example, maybe talking about the child, maybe there's a connection here, but when they say that we need a village, we need a team. There's no type of success. There's no, like we hear, I think I heard it like a while ago, it just came to mind, where they were talking about Kylie Jenner, and it was self-made millionaire or something like that. There's no such thing as self-made. There's no such thing as, I got it on my own. I did it on my own with nobody. There's no such thing. Those people are either lying about the levels of success that they have, or they're lying about the level of the amount of support that they've received. We need to approach everything from a team. So I wanted to remind y'all what I said in the beginning of the show, which is something that I've struggled with in the past, where we need to figure out how to work together, better together. This is something that I'm going through now, where I'm kind of circling back on some stuff with some friends, and we're kind of all figuring out at the same time. One of them's your cousin, Ja. But it's just figuring out like, how did we go from having a strong team to now everybody just, we just do what, individually, we just move individually. But now, instead of working within our own team, now we just team whatever 9 to 5 we're working, or team this or team that. And I think we lose a lot of our potential to make a significant impact from a purposeful standpoint. So if you're figuring out how to create your team, this is what I would ask. This is the question I would ask. And I say to this earlier in the show. If you were deciding right now to rob a bank, who would those people be? who would those people be? And the reason why I asked that, I was watching that How to Rob a Bank show on Netflix, and I realized that everybody had just different unique qualities that were needed for that team to perform and win that mission. For that team to perform in a successful manner, to rob the bank, get out, nobody get caught, nobody have to worry about anybody snitching, anything like that. I realized that it takes unique qualities, where the driver, unique qualities, the kind of guy that comes in, the one who's going to run point, the first person that's going to say, yo, this is a robbery, the person that's going to come behind him, make sure that nobody gets out of pocket, the person that's going to do the due diligence and research beforehand, the person that's going to stake out the bank, make sure that they stay up the entire time, be very particular with how many times that Brinks truck is running around, how many times police circle that particular spot. And like I said, I'm not robbing no bank, but I'm just telling y'all, like, this is what intrigued me. And the number one quality that was needed was trust. The number one quality was trust. Oh, yeah. And if I was to rob a bank, it would be Chase. Now, I'm just joking. They robbed me of enough. All right, whatever. All right. The number one quality was trust. So that's why I asked y'all again, if you would trust somebody with who you would rob, with robbing a bank, trust somebody with keeping you free, why not trust them as we search for our freedom, whether that's financial freedom or whatever freedom that we're looking for as we move along this path of purposeful abundance? Figure out your team. We cannot do it alone. We've all tried. And from a personal standpoint, the good thing about it is, with a lot of my friends now that we kind of circling back, it's like, yeah, we all did try to do it individually. Not working. We got to figure out a different approach, figure out a different way if we really care about winning. And it's no different than sports. So for 30 to 45 seconds, our visualization, I'm going to ask that y'all take time to figure out, if you were going to rob a bank right now, who would be your team? And why would they fit in certain positions? So let's go. 30 to 45 seconds. Let's go. All right, so here we go. This is what we got. We got Moms. She's going to be the person that's in the front seat with the driver, so she looks innocent. You know what I mean? We're not going to get caught up there. My dad, he's going to take care of all the legal stuff, make sure, like, yo, if we do get caught, what's going to be the penalty? How can we kind of maneuver around this? How can we have an alibi? We got Mont. Boog was in the building. Mont gonna make sure from a security standpoint, you know, he got the muscle, making sure everything's good. Bez gonna be the whatever person. He's the whatever person. Queez gonna be the person in there that maybe goes into the bank previously, scopes it out, you know, gets a scene. We got Ursi. Ursi's gonna make sure that he's got the drone, making all the footage, getting all the footage and everything like that. We got Alana working with Urs. You know, they're gonna be able to, you know, scope out the bank months before, figure it out. Who else we got? We got Shy. Yeah, Shy, we're going to need you to take a position in the bank. Jai, you too, in maybe two different banks, just so y'all can give us the game and figure out, you know, with the ins and outs, who's going to be the vault manager, how things work from the inside out. Who else we got involved in this? Because I think the point of the matter is, and Vons, maybe the most important person in all this. Vons, we're going to either need you. Matter of fact, nah. Mont going to be the driver too. So we got to figure this out. But Vons is going to be the person. We need a role for Vons. What's Vons' role going to be? Vons is going to be the person. Maybe the most important role. He's going to be the guy that comes in there that looks as if he's not maybe the first person in. Looks maybe a little unexpected, like nobody's going to think Vons going to rob a bank. He's going to come in his EMS uniform, maybe even have the EMS truck that we could borrow and maybe use the EMS truck to get us up out of there. You feel me? So then everybody's involved. You feel me? So let me let y'all go. The point is we got to have a team. And the second point is, maybe the bigger point is that we got an amazing team right here. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all know the vibes. Onward and upward, strength and honor. We're here to elevate on purpose, both from an intentional standpoint as well as growing into whoever we need to grow into. So therefore we can make the impact for our family, our community, our village, and our tribe. So y'all know what it is. Get to that bag. It's Monday. Set the intentions for the week. Make this the greatest week possible. The greatest week ever, all right? So with that, y'all know what's in my bag. Health, wealth, integrity, love, happiness, and we added on the peace. And we got the heist team. We got Oceans. I don't know, was there 8 of us? The Power Rangers. We the Avengers, bro. We the Avengers. We got Team Robin Hood, bro. We're going to take from the people that's been taken from us. So maybe we'll run up in some pharmaceutical companies too and get at them. But y'all know what it is. This is just a joke. We are just joking. Nobody's robbing a bank. This is going to be the type of video that they pull up when we're all running for president, you feel me? When we got the team running for president or running for whatever it is that we're running, they're going to try to circle back and pick different clips of this. Like, yo, they were getting ready to rob a bank. Like, knock it off. Y'all know what it is. I'll see y'all soon, man. Love y'all and appreciate y'all.